Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, The State of Our World, on Tuesday, February 9th, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. The coronavirus is still with us. Uh, Number of total cases has declined. It's not going up as fast. Number of hospitalizations has declined. And number of new cases daily have declined. And number of deaths have declined. But it's still here. So when they say hospitalizations have declined, does that mean the people who were getting treatment have been cured? Who knows? What we need for this virus, we have to find not only a vaccine that'll keep people from getting the virus and protect them and others, but we also need treatments that will cure people who have the virus. The virus is contagious. It can come back. You can have the virus, recover, and then get it again. So there's no, you're not immune forever, maybe for a little while. Okay, so, and the situation all over the world is a lot of people have the virus. A lot of people are in the hospital getting treated. A lot of people are dying of the virus. With respect to, we talked about this yesterday, the case in Israel. Israel has responsibility for three areas that are called the Palestinian territories. East Jerusalem, the Gaza, and the West Bank. And Israel does not want to give the vaccine to the people in these areas, but they have started giving the vaccine to healthcare workers. But they still don't seem to realize, get the connection that the virus doesn't know anything about international borders or religions or anything. And so when someone in one of the territories has the virus, they can spread it to regular people in Israel proper. So it's very sad. They should be providing the vaccine and personal protective equipment for everyone, because they're responsible for the Palestinian territories. And the United States should not give Israel aid and withhold aid from the Palestinians. For every dollar that Israel refuses to spend on aid for the Palestinians, for the vaccine and for protection from the virus, like personal protective equipment, that amount of money should be given to the Palestinians and deducted from whatever is given to the Israelis. So that's my opinion on this. Will that happen? I don't know. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are aware of this, but people seem to be afraid to decline aid to Israel. They think Israel can do no wrong, and there's a danger, a political danger, in trying to tell Israel to help the Palestinians and not discriminate against them, to stop them from destroying Palestinian homes and crops and farms, and locking them in, not allowing them to have equal rights. And Gaza is an area that is supposedly free, but if you're in Gaza, you can't go anywhere by sea or by land, and you can't bring products in, you can't send products out. Very bad situation. So we really have to change our policy towards Israel to recognize all people, the rights of all people. Israel reacted terribly to a ruling by the International Criminal Court yesterday, when they said they were going to hold Israel responsible for the way for war crimes in the Palestinian territories. They're also going to hold, groups like Hamas responsible too. That's good, but the Prime Minister of Israel, said that's anti-Semitic to say that you're going to hold Israel responsible for war crimes in the Palestinian territories, whereas I think it's a good decision the International Criminal Court made. Excuse me. I approve of it. Use my sneeze. Okay, now, so what are we going to do about that? I don't know. The Prime Minister of Israel is also under indictment, I believe, for various crimes in Israel. They've had 4 elections trying to elect a new legislature, prime minister, and haven't had any success with that. So, I don't know what'll happen. We'll have to see. You can't blindly support someone or some group or some country. For instance, the United States supported the coup in Honduras against the leader at the time. That was several years ago. And now that leader has found that he is guilty of drug trafficking, and he's treating his people horribly, and that's forcing people from Honduras, along with Guatemala and El Salvador, to flee all the crime and violence there. They come here seeking asylum. So that's not a good situation. All right. So let's have a little lighter mood here. Let's have a little song. Okay, the song I'd like to sing is a song I sang recently, and I hadn't sung it for quite a while. It's about my Aunt Charlotte. My aunt took care of my brother and I when my mom had to go to work. She also had a son to raise at the time, and she took care of all 3. We all lived in New York City, my mom and us and my aunt and her family. We spent a lot of time together, I remember it well. I did not appreciate her all the time, because I was just a kid. But now when I look back upon those times and the later years, I know I had a great aunt. Now I wish she were here with me, but I know that cannot be, so I'll go on with my story. She loved to be busy and have a good time, but she always thought of her family. She always put her family first, and then she could not take care of herself. Then came the day when my mom and I moved to California. My aunt was upset that we were leaving, but we said we would see them often. They came to visit us, we went to see them, and the years went by. My mom and my aunt would talk on the telephone every Sunday morn. Sometimes I would talk as well, and we saw them as much as we could. We saw them a lot, but we were living in California, they were living in New York. And then, as time went on, then came the day when my aunt could no longer take care of herself. Okay, it's my story, my Aunt Charlotte, my mother's sister. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. This evening of Tuesday, February 9, 2021, I hope you'll be back here again tomorrow for another meeting of Caroline Speaks, the State of Her World. Wear that mask whenever you go out. Practice social distancing. Don't gather in groups with anyone outside of your immediate household. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you very much. Good night. Stay safe. Hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.